I want to say good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. And I apologize for the hiccups that we're having right now, and it's little ups and downs. And everybody's starting out, or a lot of people are starting out where I did. I had difficulties initially, months ago, trying to get on, but it was little things that I didn't do and I didn't know. So I apologize for that. But those of you that did join us, I thank you because I know your schedules are so busy. You're doing so many different things, getting ready for Thanksgiving, the holiday, and I appreciate that. So thank you very much. And I do appreciate you very much. And you all are handpicked. You're all very special to me for one reason or another. Have you ever walked through a cherry grove? Well, see, I live in the country and that kind of tells it. But you pick the very best fruit. And that's exactly what I did because I wanted you to hear this information. It helped me and it helped my husband. But first, it helped my husband because let me tell you this, my husband had high blood pressure for a lot of years. And we used to pump him up with, it was actually it was beet juice because beet juice is good for high blood pressure. It went down, but it never went away. His blood pressure was high as 170, a little higher than that, sometimes over 70. And the beet juice would bring it down, but when he went to the doctors, they would always say, you have to change your diet, you have to do this. So he was introduced to something, and I'm not going to share it right now what it is. You'll hear it in a minute. And when he was shared that item, ingredient, his blood pressure went away. Not down, it went away. And so he was going to the doctors and they were saying, what are you doing? Your blood pressure is normal. Your blood pressure is normal. And it never dawned on him because he did something different. It actually changed his life. And for myself, I was having hip problems very bad. I couldn't get up at night and go to the restroom. I always had to hold on to something. So I kept asking my doctor for pain pills. He increased my medication 3 times and it still didn't work. Matter of fact, I got angry with him because I said it's not working. My husband said, why don't you try this? Because he was introduced to it from someone else, from my brother. So I tried it. I said it couldn't hurt because right now things were really difficult, a lot of pain. So I said it couldn't hurt. So I tried it. I woke up early in the morning to go to the restroom. I walked to the restroom, didn't feel any pain, and had been feeling pain for over 3 months. So then I knew it was something different. I said, this is for me. It helped you and it helped me with what I'm going through. So tonight we're going to introduce to you how it's going to help you. See, you hear my dog, he's getting excited too. So we're going to tell you about it tonight and how it would help you just to become more knowledgeable. And you want to do that because health is very important to us. And so I invited someone that knows about the product inside and out, has helped me a lot to learn about the product and has guided me a lot. And I want to thank you in front of everyone else for all the help that you've given me, Verdita Monk, I'm sorry. And thank you so much. And right now, I'd like to introduce you to the cherry picking people that I invited on the line tonight. So thank you very much. Will you take the floor?
Wow, Mary, thank you so much for that introduction. I feel so special that not only were your guests cherry picked, but you chose me to present this information to your people that you care so much about. But I've just gotten a chance to know Mary of just a few weeks ago, and she's a very, very special person. I know you all know that. And her nephew, who happens to be on the line with us, you're going to hear a little bit from him a little bit later, but he literally is her coach. He's the one that has been coaching her along for a few weeks and just trying to get her to a place, she had a lot of issues going on in life and everything. And he's gotten her to a place where, she's really, really excited. All of us are busy, but we work as a team. And so recently I came on board. So Thank you so much, Jewel. Like I said, we'll hear from Jewel in a little bit. And then thank you so much, Mary, for putting this call together and inviting your friends. And we're gonna let me go ahead, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and let tell you a little bit more about myself and how I got involved with this information. And and it's not gonna be a secret. It's about a tiny little bitty patch that Mary's referring to. It's about the size of a quarter, and it's thin like a Band-Aid. And what happens is when you wear this patch, you're going to see some things happen. Now, let me just tell you, first of all, how my husband and I became a part of this. You know, a friend of ours about 3 years ago called us up and says, you've got to try something. And this is technology. And we refer to this patch as a technology because it's not a drug. It's nothing that goes into your body. And what happens is when you put this patch on, it reactivates the dormant stem cells in your body. It reactivates them. And why is that significant? Many doctors, especially out there in California, I know you've heard where doctors recommend they've exhausted all of their options to help with a health situation. Let's say you got some kind of chronic illness. I know you've heard them say there's nothing else we can do, but many times they'll refer you to get a stem cell injection. And stem cell injections, there's a lot of controversy about it. Why? Because first of all, they're very expensive. They're anywhere from $5,000 to $25,000 per injection, and also they are localized, meaning if you've got an issue in your knee, let's say you got bone on bone knee, it's not going to, this patch, the stem cell injection is not going to help you with your shoulder. It's not going to help you with your heart or your brain or any other issues. It's only going to help you with the knee. And that's why we say it's localized. Also, it's not covered by insurance, and this is why most people cannot afford it. So it's not, and 30% of the time it doesn't even work. And this is why so many people are just not fond of a stem cell injection. You're going to hear the difference between that and this patch, because the patch is systemic, meaning it works all over your body at the same time. A signal is sent to your brain with a frequency and lets your body know what your body needs, whether it's if you got issues with high blood pressure or something in your heart, it tells this patch to send those stem cells to that heart and help the heart. If you've got an issue with your kidney, same thing. So it's not just localized, it's systemic. Very, very cost effective, because it's cost effective as a cup of coffee every day. So that doesn't sound like a $5,000 or $25,000 injection. And it is definitely patented, meaning they have proven that this works. Now, the way my husband and I got involved, I was about to tell you, is we heard stories of people with issues that were just unbelievable what the patch was doing for them. But we didn't think that it applied to us. We thought we were healthy individuals. We don't have any pain. We don't have any issues. But needless to say, we did wear this patch just out of curiosity. We wanted to see what was going to happen. That night, my husband did not snore. Now, the reason that's significant is because my husband did have a sleeping disorder. He would snore very, very loud like a bear, literally, for over 10 years. He also had acid reflux, so he was choking and coughing all during the night. And it was scary sometimes. I thought he's going to die in his sleep the way he was choking. Well, the first night he stopped snoring, and I didn't attribute it to the patch, but the next night he still did not snore. And then I realized it had to be the patch, because there was no way that he could not snore 2 days in a row. That was November the 11th of 2022. My husband has not snored in 3 years. You would never think that this patch would do that. But that's just an example that the patch knows what your body needs. That's just an example. That's how we got started. And after that, we realized that everybody needed to know about this, just like Mary wants you to know about it. You're going to be convinced by the time we get off this call that you really need, not only do you need to wear this patch, but everybody you know needs to wear this patch. So I just kind of wanted you to understand where I came from, why I'm here, why, this is, so important to me. because now we have touched over almost 8,000 people because of us sharing this with a few. So here we go. If you've not been patched so far, by the time that you get off this call, you're going to be saying, how can I get patched? Because what's going to happen is going to elevate the copper peptides in your body, which in turn reactivate the dormant stem cells in your body, and they're going to regenerate your entire body. Now, I want you to take 2 minutes and listen to this very informative video. And after that, I'll be back.
In a world searching for answers, one discovery is changing everything. A patch, no bigger than a quarter, built not to treat symptoms, but to wake up the healer inside you. This is X39, a wearable, light-activated patch. Designed by David Schmidt, an inventor with over 200 patents. His mission? To reverse aging naturally. This isn't science fiction. It's stem cell activation without injections, without pills. Your body repairing itself. The results? Life-changing energy, recovery, sleep, relief. And the medical world? It's taking notice. Still skeptical? Visit thisisitinfo.com. You'll find the studies, the patents, the proof. It's all there. But there's more. This tiny patch isn't just transforming lives, it's creating freedom. Because behind it is a business model built for the bold. Real people, real results. Income that scales with impact. And here's why. Because this breakthrough technology is patented and exclusive, it offers a lucrative business plan that allows you to compound your efforts. More people than ever are struggling in today's economy. You can no longer rely on your own sweat equity alone to make a living. This business model allows you to duplicate yourself, and even better, to benefit from other people's efforts. So your income no longer depends solely on you. By duplicating yourself over and over, the income potential is far greater than a conventional job, career, or profession. And you're never alone. The This Is It system gives you the tools, the path, the team. All you have to do is start. The question is no longer if it works, it's whether you'll act or let this moment pass. Will you keep waiting or finally feel your body come alive again? Will you stay financially stuck or build something that lasts? Isn't it time to start living life on your own terms? The This Is It action plan will set you on a path to live out the dreams you have for your family. Get back with the person who shared this video so you can experience the age-reversing health and the exciting lifestyle that thousands are already enjoying. This is the technology, this is the team, and this is your moment. This is it.
All right, you heard quite a bit of information on that video, very informative information. But one of the things you did hear was about the brainchild behind this whole operation, Mr. David Schmidt. This man is, with no exaggeration, he is a living genius because he was able to do something that nobody has been able to do. Back in 1970 something, Dr. Lauren Bacard said that there is no way that anybody could come up with a way to reactivate the dormant stem cells in our bodies. It was the only thing that could be done is it would have to be injected into the body. And this is why this is such a phenomenon, because David Schmidt was determined for 10 years. He spent his time developing this patent. 80 case studies with some of the world's best doctors and scientists were on his team, and they put this patent together, and it took about $4.5 million to bring it to market. So he has dedicated his life to helping people, and he's a big humanitarian as well. Now, here's the patent, and the patent literally says that this phototherapy apparatus, that's what we call it, it is a wearable phototherapy apparatus, produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells, improving its strength, improving its stamina, pain relief via a non-transdermal container. See, they can't say that in a patent unless it's true. This is why it's patented, because you have to prove it. And those 80 case studies, which I'll tell you more about them in a little bit, prove that this technology works. So there's 15 more years on this 20-year patent, and we have exclusive rights to this technology. Now, why are we talking about reactivating stem cells? Because, see, stem cells are the mechanisms that are in our body that allow our body to heal themselves. But you see, by the time we're 30, half of those stem cells are dormant. They're all over our body. Every tissue, every bone, everything in our body is made up of stem cells. But when they go dormant, they can't help us. By the time we're 60, over 90% of those stem cells are dormant. No wonder as we get older, we're debilitated. We're getting brain fog, dementia, all kinds of things. It's because there is not enough stem cells to allow our bodies to heal themselves. So this is why we're dealing with this patch. Now, how does it work? See, this is a proprietary form of phototherapy. When you think about it, when you go out into the sun and the sun elevates your vitamin D, that's a form of phototherapy. And this technology is a proprietary form of phototherapy. It is a patented nanocrystal technology, meaning nanocrystal means tiny. You can't even see the crystals in there. They're so tiny. This is formulated in an FDA registered laboratory. It's not FDA approved because it's not a drug. See, there's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in it. Doctors love this because it's not competing with any kind of medication you may be taking. And eventually, most doctors are going to take you off whatever medication they have you on because you don't need it anymore. The patch is taken over and done what it needs to do. So it's going to reflect off of the light of your body. When you put this patch on your body, and let's say if you put it right here on your hand, it is going to reflect off the heat and light of your body. And when that happens, those copper peptides that are in your body are going to be elevated. And that phenomenon called photobiomodulation takes place and reactivates those dormant stem cells. You guys, we're talking about a very, very sophisticated process, a very sophisticated technology. It's just unbelievable. And it's non-transdermal. Nothing is going into your skin. It's a reflection. It's reflecting off of the crystals, which in turn make all this happen. Now, when you put this patch on, you're going to experience many benefits. Anything from increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, restored muscle and skeletal conditions. This is very significant. As you may know, many people, as they get older, they start shrinking, they start getting shorter and shorter. It's because their skeletal system is it's depleting. It's not as strong as it used to. It's not as supportive it used to be. Improved sleep. I told you about my husband and I, how not only did he sleep well, but I slept well as well. That REM sleep where you just sleep very deeply. And sleep is very important. That's when your body works on, rejuvenating and healing yourself. So that's why it's very important. Improve skin appearance. You guys, we have people with skin conditions that there are no cure for, such as vitiligo, the discoloration you're seeing. Within a year, we have people that all of that has gone away. And I'm not saying that everybody's body is different. So something may happen to someone and take a month or 3 months, but it may take you longer. But everybody's body is different. Remember, this is not a medication. This is a technology, and it allows your body to heal itself. So let me be careful to read this disclosure. The LifeWay products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. What it's going to do is just reboot your body to allow it to heal themselves. Now, I want you to look at this. This is a brain scan that they did on a 77-year-old woman. And they put this patch on the back of her neck. And look what happened in the first session. She had all this inflammation. This red orange area reflects inflammation and lack of brain coherence. And 3 weeks later, they looked at her brain again, and there was no inflammation. And there was improved brain coherence. In 3 weeks, more weeks later, a total of 6 weeks, there was a complete turnaround, better brain coherence. You guys, this lady walked in there with a hyperactive brain, and it remained calm after those 6 weeks. So here are the results of the long-term results of those case studies that I was telling you about. As soon as people start wearing these patches, your genes are beginning to reset immediately. Within a couple of days, over 4,000 genes are going to be reset. And then 3 weeks, within 6 weeks, their brain becomes balanced, just like the lady on the previous page. Remember, her brain was unbalanced. But let me tell you what brain being balanced really means. Do you know anyone that is autistic? We have children that were getting stem cell injections and it did not work. And within a year of wearing this patch, they are no longer diagnosed as autistic. That's an example. We have people that have dementia or Alzheimer's. Those conditions became balanced, you guys, within 6 weeks during these case studies. Collagen, as we get older, our collagen starts depleting. This is why we start getting the wrinkles. This is why the hair starts turning gray. This is why, your bone structure starts going down, because the collagen is weakened. Well, it's going to be increased within 3 months of wearing this patch. The heart reverses in age. We have people that have been on pacemakers that within every 6 weeks, they were having to see their cardiologist. I'm talking about a particular person that I know personally that had a stroke and was taking 5 shots of insulin per day, all this, but he had to wear a pacemaker and defibrillator because of all of that. And he was going to the cardiologist every 6 weeks. When he went 6 weeks after started wearing this patch, they couldn't believe it. They said, your heart is no longer relying on the pacemaker. They thought maybe it was a defect in the pacemaker, but it wasn't. They called a manufacturer and said, nothing's wrong with the pacemaker. This man's heart started reversing in age. Those stem cells, this sophisticated patch knew to send the stem cells near his heart to be reactivated. And now his heart is operating at 97%. They say his heart is like a 20-year-old. What happens, he's been wearing this patch 3 years now, and every 6 months that you wear this patch, listen to me very carefully, every 6 months that you wear the patch, your heart reverses by 8 years. And this is why you're getting younger and younger and younger. So if you're wearing this patch, say a year, your heart would be about 16 years younger than what it really is. So David Smith says this is not anti-aging, you guys. This is age reversing. Who wants to live younger and younger and get younger and younger as they age? So how do you wear this patch? Very simple. You just put it on anywhere in your body. But in the case studies, they chose to use 2 locations so that for consistency purposes, some group A, they put the patch behind the neck on the C7 vertebrae. And group B, they put it right below the belly button. They kept it on for 12 hours. So what it does in those, if you start at 8 in the morning, it's going to be elevating those copper peptides, reactivating those dormant stem cells, and regenerating your whole body. But 12 hours later, let's say it's 8 p.m. in the evening, you're going to remove the patch and keep it off for 12 hours and let your body rest, repair, and rejuvenate. But you can throw that patch away. Why? Because you're going to get 30 patches in this beautiful packaging. Okay, so you throw it away. It's 30 of them that come in there, and the next day you put a new one on. So that's amazing. But here's what you must do. As simple as it is to stick a patch on, all you have to do is drink plenty of water, and you need to elevate that water, maybe Celsius water or alkaline water, or mountain spring water, something more elevated than the regular water. Okay, it's very important because your body will detox, and it's going to work a lot better if you are using the right kind of water. So the testimonies we have, you guys, are life-changing. You heard what Mary said about her and her husband, and it was life-changing, and this is why they're excited about it. But what I'm going to do, I want to share with you a testimony of someone that I happen to know. This gentleman is in the Seattle area. He is a pastor, and I want you to listen to what he says happened to him with this patch, okay?
I'm going to cut this pretty quickly because I respect your time. But long story short, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and it was not good. I didn't have any energy. I was arguing with God. I was tired all the time. I'd take my kids to the bus stop at 6 in the morning, come back home, have to get into bed, lay down. My wife was wondering what was going on with me. It was just a terrible struggle. After my argument with God one day, the next day in the mail, I got these patches. And my good friend Lester Berry sent them to me, but he only sent me 3. And so I tried those 3, and quite frankly, I didn't feel anything, nothing happened. But I thank God that I was persistent in getting on these calls and listening to testimony after testimony after testimony. And I realized that all these people cannot be lying. So I decided to come on board. I ordered the top package. I got all these packages in the mail, and I started wearing the patch. They said in 6 months, your heart begins to reverse in age. I was pretty desperate. So I gave it a try. February 1st, I started. And I'll tell you, it took about 3 weeks for my body to begin to respond. So everybody's body is a black box. You respond differently. There's 2 flights of stairs going up to my office, and I would get to the top and I'd be out of breath. And then one day I noticed I went up these 2 flights of stairs and I wasn't breathing hard. I went back down, came back up, went back down, came back up, 6 flights of stairs. And I realized something is going on. I feel better. So I called my cardiologist in October and I said, hey, I need my heart retested. I think I'm better. So they were so booked up, they couldn't get me in until January of this year. So I went in, they tested my heart. They told me they'd call me. They told me they posted online the results. I said, fine. I went to my office. I was meeting with clients online, and I noticed my phone kept ringing, and I looked down, it was overlay cardiology. So now I'm nervous, like, what is wrong? Why are they blowing my phone up? So I hurried up off my calls. I called the cardiologist, the assistant answered. She said, we want to talk to you about your results. And I was like, listen, I'm not being mean, but you need to cut to the chase. What's going on? I mean, am I dying? Is something wrong? And she said, no, 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 no. And then she told me something that really rocked my world. She said, your heart is back to normal. And so I praised God. I hollered, screamed, picked back up the phone. She was like, hello, hello, hello. And I said, I just knew my heart was better, but I needed proof. She began to read my file to me, which I didn't know. The cardiologist never told me. She said, I see in the notes that you're on medication, and with medication, your heart should get better, but it'll never be back to normal. And I see in the notes the cardiologist said, with blood thinners, heart medications, and so forth, we should be able to extend this life for 5 years. That really floored me. Excuse me. Okay, so long story short, my ejection fraction rate was 17. I didn't even know what that meant. I Googled it. As I'm talking to her, the screen came up and said, you are a heart transplant candidate. That floored me. So my heart is now back above normal. And I praise God for his healing. I thank God for Lester for sending me the patch. I got a lot of good friends on the call today. It means a lot to me because it saved my life. I'm able to see my kids grow up. So I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to tell you what it did for me. If you have someone you care about, someone you love, share it. Tell them about it. This technology is unlike anything in the world, and it allows your body to naturally heal itself. And so again, I thank God. I thank God for all of you on the call tonight. And let's just do this. You know people that are hurting. You know people that are sick. You know people in pain. Just tell them about it. It's all you have to do. And let your body, the way God naturally designed it, to flow at a certain frequency that he designs, get back in phase and begin to heal itself.
Just like Pastor Harry said, that's why Mary has you on the phone, because he said, tell your friends about it. That's just one testimony of many. And I gave you, told you about a site. I'm going to remind you of a site that you can go to and see many testimonies like that. But let me get back to the presentation because we're not finished. But as I said, those testimonies are emotional, you guys. And so you can go to this site called thisisitinfo.com. If you go to the site, you're going to see where you can click on the patents and the case studies. You can click on testimonials. You click on testimonials, you're going to see a page come up like this, where somebody you want to know what more about what it is, what does it do for neuropathy, or what does it do for a stroke, or what does it do, for the heart. I had a lady, you see where it says hearing. I had a lady that I was at a spa, and the spa owner asked me to explain to about 12 people sitting there. And he asked me if I would, while they were waiting, that I explain to them about this patch. So I did. And it took me about 20 minutes. And then this one lady got up. And after I finished talking, she come up to me and asked me, what does the patch do? Now that kind of confused me because I had just spent 20 minutes being very thorough. And I said, why don't I just put a patch on you? So I put a patch on the back of her neck, and she sat down. About 10 minutes later, she screamed. Everybody wondered, what is she screaming about? And she says, I can hear. Can you just imagine? She said that she had not been able to hear in 15 years. And that's the reason she walked up to me so she could read my lips. She could not read my lips from where she was sitting. Can you imagine if you had not been able to hear in 15 years, and then all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, after putting this patch on, you can hear? That's how she felt. That's why she screamed. Those are the kind of experiences that we see every day. I've had a lady with a migraine headache. Her church member came over. That migraine lasted for 25 years, 5 days a week. They put a patch on her neck, and in 2 seconds, she says that migraine went away and never returned. You guys, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about average stuff here. We're talking about amazing type testimony. So with that being the case, I want you to think about this. What's important in your life? Is it your family time? Thanksgiving is here. Everybody wants to be with their family. That's the most important people on the earth that, to you are your family. So being able to have time with your family, being able to live with security, like my husband and I, we are retirement age, and we realized when we heard about this is an opportunity that can help us with our retirement because we're self-employed. But this has really done what it needed to do. As far as that security, we can have peace of mind knowing that we have a residual income. Residual means the money continues to come over and over every month, every year. And without you having to do the same work over and over, it's a beautiful thing. Being able to travel, our company has given us all kinds of incentive trips that you can participate. Matter of fact, we have one right now going on to qualify to go to Hawaii, to Honolulu. And it's all you do is share with other people, and then those people share with other people, and then the points start accumulating, and you qualify for these trips. Better health, less debt. All of these things can be accomplished through what we're going to share with you. So what I want to do right now, because I wanted you to hear a perspective of someone else. We started talking about what this means to you. I want to share the gentleman who I referred to earlier. His name is Jules Strother. He is Mary Kennedy's nephew, and he's been the one that has led her to this opportunity, coached her along the way, got her to where she is now. But I would love for Mr. Jules Strother to please come on. Let me go ahead and I'll make you a co-host and let you come on. There you go, Jewel, and share, because let me tell you something about Jewel. He's a very successful businessman, and he would not commit his time doing what we're doing here if he did not feel like it was worth his time. So I really appreciate you, Jewel, as a business partner. It means a lot to me and my husband. But please share with these people how important this is, not only to you, but your family, and just whatever you like to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for allowing me to share. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Well, absolutely. I want to welcome everyone. It's been a pleasure listening to all this. I can listen to this every single day. And this has been a lifestyle change for me from a health perspective as well as financially. And I'm super excited because I remember that me and my wife sat where our guests are sitting today, hearing this for the very first time. But I have to admit, I was one of the most stubborn people out there when it came to learning new information. about this topic because I just wasn't open-minded. And so that's why I serve today as someone that is sharing this with as many people as possible, because I knew how I was and I almost missed it. I almost missed the great health benefits. I almost missed, in so many words, saving my mother, because my mother had high blood pressure. Now her top number was over 200. Her bottom number was over 140 on a regular basis. And my mom fainted several times, which resulted in other injuries. And so because of this product that I almost missed, I still have my mom here today. So to me, it is personal. It is life changing. And you never know when things are going to happen, because when I first started using this, I didn't know I was going to have 2 surgeries in the near future, which being part of this system that allows me to my stem cells to increase. My surgery, I healed from my surgery in rapid time because my body now heals the way it healed when I was in my 20s, and I'm 55 years old. And so it's just been so many things. My son had been using this product for over a year. Who would have known he was going to have a life-threatening accident, which caused him to lose his leg, have a colostomy bag and a suprapubic catheter going through his stomach so his body can release urine. And because of his stem cell count was so high from using his patches, the colostomy bag is now removed. The suprapubic catheter is now removed, and the doctors are shocked. Now he's a case study because the doctors say they have never seen healing of this magnitude. And so you just never know. So I love it because taking it every day, even if you feel you have perfect health, is always best to be prepared. They say, it's better to have it and not need it than need it not have it, but we all need our stem cells to increase. So from in my cholesterol, I can go testimony to testimony. I've been struggling with cholesterol for over 30 years, on and off atorvastatin, for over 30 years of my life. And then you have to take that CoQ10 because too much atorvastatin is bad on your heart. So I had to take 2 meds, and that was 30 years of my life. I no longer have to take any of that. My cholesterol last month, 119. It's never been that low in my life. I was always over 300, which is heart attack range, right? And so again, it just does amazing things. And I almost missed it because I wasn't open-minded. And I really owe that to you, Ms. Virginia, because I was closed-minded, but you as a professional, you kept sending me information. I kept seeing those testimonies, and I was like, man, all these people can't be lying, right? And so, man, and now I'm a product of my own testimonies, my mother's testimonies, my son's testimony, and it's just been life-changing. So I love that we have an opportunity to be part of a team and a system that guides people to better health. And a financial perspective, everyone, just think, this is something that we wouldn't have to be compensated to do, because as normal good people, we share this information with people we know and love anyway. But now we have an opportunity to get paid from it, receive residual income, and also allow a company to pay for our vacations multiple times a year for doing what we're doing anyway. So with that, I can go on, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back over to you, Ms. Virginia Monk. Again, thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to serve and speak on this platform.
Wow, Jewel. I mean, those testimonies were amazing. And, hopefully the people on this call know that whether you want to look at this from a business perspective or not, it's worth it just to be able to change the lives in your family. I mean, those are some powerful testimonies, and those are crucial testimonies. I mean, it gave me the chills, and I'm pretty sure for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, you're feeling the same way. So thank you for Jewel for trusting me and my husband and partnering with us, because we got a lot of work to do, you guys. We have lives to change. And so let me keep going because I want to make this quick. I know we're running kind of late, but I want you to know that this opportunity that we have here is solving a couple of problems. One problem is the fact that people don't even realize that their stem cells are dormant, and therefore they continue to do, like Jewel, 30 years of taking cholesterol medicine that affected his heart. We don't know that we have another solution. And then many people are struggling financially. How many people do you know that are always talking about they're living from paycheck to paycheck or whatever, and they can't make ends meet? And with AI coming along, a lot of even the young people are not going to be having jobs. And it's just crazy what's going on. We have to look out for ourselves. But here, because we have a solution that is needed, it is needed, you guys. The fact that we have a stem cell reactivation patch that solves that solution right there. And then it solves that problem right there. And it offers us an income generating business. So I'm shouting from the mountain tops about this, you guys. So I want to tell you, if you could put your business hat on for just 5 minutes, I promise you I'll be finished. Our company is over 20 years old. We're in over 75 countries. It was doing about 20 million a year. So even though it's a 20-year-old company, we're doing about 20 million a year in 2021. Soon as this X39, remember David Schmidt has over 200 patents. When the X39 came along in 2020, it took a couple of years for it to get off, but once it took off, it shot off like a rocket up to 320 million, 430 million the next year. The following year, last year, 600 million. The company is on pace to become a billion-dollar company. Why? Because we are the fastest growing home-based business or network marketing company in the world. It says it right here on a very prestigious site called businessforhome.org. We are #1 in momentum, growing faster than any other company. You know, we've gotten all kinds of awards. We just got a prestigious award from biotech saying that when it comes to stem cell technology, our company, compared to thousands of companies out there that they evaluated, is #1. And we continue to get awards like that. But listen, what we're going to share with you, this is a system that allows you to duplicate your efforts. For example, my husband and I, we shared this with Jewel. Jewel shared this with Bracken Cole, who may be on the call, who happens to be Mary's brother. And we just share with other people. We're just duplicating. And then what happens as we spread this, all of your efforts are duplicated. So everything that Mary does benefits Branham, and what everything that those two do benefits Jewel. Whatever Jewel does benefits. We all work together. That's why we're all here on this call together. But you can literally start something that's equivalent to a franchise, but you started with a credit card. You see, I always wished I knew several people that own a McDonald's, but I knew that it was going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, in some cases $1 million. But you can't start that with a credit card. It takes a lot of money. Whereas with this business that has the potential to earn you over $1 million, you know, you can start this with a credit card. And they pay us 9 different ways. We can't even keep up with them. But what I'm going to do real quick, because I don't want to dwell on this, but because you may not absorb all of it anyway, I just want you to know, just to give you an example of how this works. Let's say this was you, and then you share this with your mother who's dealing with hypertension, and you share this with your brother who's dealing with scoliosis or something like that. And then you share it with a colleague. These people that you share it with, they all go into a structure called a binary. It's just a system that allows you to benefit off of the efforts of others. You're helping them build their business, and you can earn up to $25,000 a week just from this structure, but it's paid to infinity, you guys. This is why it's so lucrative. And then we have other bonuses. Like I said, 9 of them. I won't even go into them right now because it's just so much to absorb. But 9 different ways. Can you imagine this? You can earn up to 20,000 people, $20,000 per person as this structure builds itself. And it's very, very real though. And people are becoming very, very wealthy from it. So when you think about a conventional business, I have a conventional business. I'm an interior designer. There's a lot of stress involved with that, long hours, drawing, dealing with contractors, all of this. And there's limited income potential because however many hours you put into it can determine the amount of money you make. But when you're multiplying your efforts with other people, that's when you're going to have that unlimited income earning potential. But you can start this on a credit card. Let me explain to you how that works. Let's say it was you and your husband, like Mary and her husband. They started on the patch, and you can get a 3-month supply for $295 because these patches, like I said, they cost $100 per month for a 30-day supply. So let's say you got the package called the Core, and it's $295. That's enough for each of you for 30 days. But it's also enough of maybe you can share, 3 patches with a few people. Okay. Now, but if you decide, okay, I really have quite a few people I really want to share this with, up front. You can get the advanced package. We call that the one for the new business builder, people that really, really want to earn some money. And then you'll get 6 sleeves, $600 worth, but you're going to save $65 because you're going to only pay $535. But it's very important to have those patches on hand because people, once they try them, or you just have more people you can share it with, okay? Then the next one is just a little bit bigger. It's called the Advanced Plus for the new business builder. For it, you get 11 sleeves or $1,100 worth of inventory for $975. You think about it. If you're a I have chiropractors on my team. Every time a patient comes in there, many times, this one particular one I'm thinking about, she makes sure she tells them about these patches and how it's going to accelerate, the healing of their body. And so a person like that wants plenty of inventory right there on hand. But what we do as a regular, people, not necessarily business owners, we're sharing these with other people. And when they say, oh, can I buy some right now? Or if they decide they want to partner with you, but they don't want to wait 5 to 7 days for their package to come, you can loan them the 30-day supply. And when theirs comes in, you can give it back. But that's what you can do when you have inventory. When you don't have inventory, your hands are kind of tied. The last package I want to highlight is our most popular. That's the package me and my husband started with. That's the package that Jewel just started with. And I'm telling you, you're going to save more money. I love to save money. You're going to save $250 when you get this $1,750 package. But what it also does is allows you to stay active in the company for 90 days. What I mean by that is every week we get paid. And if you do not have an order in the system, which is it just at least one of these 30-day supplies, which means all it means is you're using the patch, you're staying consistent on it. As long as you're active, you can get paid. But if you get 2 sleeves, which is $199 per month, that allows you to maximize on your earnings in the compensation plan. We can explain more details about that later. I'm just letting you know that's the way, that's the benefit of having the premium pack, because it keeps you 2 sleeves active for 90 days. You see, some people, like me and my husband, we took off running and we made our money back the first week. And as we were not playing, we got this big package so that we wrote a list of 25 couples. We gave each one of the couples 10 patches. And then we had another list of 25 individuals. We gave them 10. I mean, we gave them 5 because it was one person. But I'm just explaining to you that when you get this package, you can't, if other people get it as well, you can make your money back very quickly. And for those of you who like to move fast, we have a fast track program because Jewel and I are ready to work, okay? And Mary as well. All right, now, this application can be text or emailed to you, but more than likely we will meet you on, go over this on a computer and get you signed up through Mary's link. But we also have an app that is AI powered. We're the only network marketing company that has an AI powered app. And then we have 2 sites for you to review. For the comp plan, you may want to go to thisisitteam.com to review closer what I went over, and thisisitinfo.com to review the product a little bit more. This is the Hawaiian trip I was telling you about. You have all the way to February 22nd to qualify. I know Mary's trying to qualify. Jules working on qualifying. Me and my husband are definitely working to qualify for this trip, and we can show you how to do it as well. So listen, you guys, it's time for you to make your move. The time is now. If you're serious about your dreams, we definitely are here to help you. Mary is going to get back to you. Mary, you can unmute.
You can
unmute yourself. You can definitely get back with all these people on the call and find out what's the best time, either this evening or tomorrow, just to find out, whether they want to just be a customer. You could be a preferred customer, and we can put you in a position where you can get the product at wholesale just like us and just be a preferred customer. She can go over that with you. Or you may want to get one of our packages so that you can be a brand partner, because more than likely, if you want to jump on this bandwagon with Mary and share it with other people and help people with their health and get compensated for it, you can get one of those packages and be in the binary. And anytime you're ready, we can get you started. So Mary, you want to close us out?
Yes, I do. But first of all, I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. We appreciate it. And nephew Jewel, I love you and thank you. And what makes your testimony special is I was there in Kansas City to see some of it at the same time. And that was a miracle. God used you to share the information with me. And so I'm sharing the information with my friends. And I want to tell everyone on the line it's time to patch it. They were talking about wearing the patch on the neck and the belly button. I wear it on my sleeve so I can see it all the time and I know it's working. And then again, it's a conversational piece because people say, "What are you wearing?" And I say, "You don't have a patch?" So then they want me to tell them about the patch. So if you have any questions, and I'm sure you will, please get back with me and I'll get back with my leaders to help answer your questions. Or either we will put you on a 1-on-2 conversation and we'll get your questions answered. So hopefully you enjoyed this information. You took in the information, and anyone that you know, please share it and we'll get everybody patched. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon and have a blessed evening. And to my leaders, thank you very much for this presentation. You did an excellent job. Excellent.
You're
Thank you.
so
And
welcome. Thank you, Mary. Y'all
you're
have a
welcome.
wonderful Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, thank you and happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And if you want to see this again, if it's okay with my leaders, we'll do it again next week.
Yes,
Same time.
and this has been recorded. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening, everyone, and thank you.